You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Who would win, Batman or Superman? It's the age-old debate, except it's so much more complicated than that. Nerd Killer Warfare every week on The Experience is your chance to debate other nerds in the questions we've all been asking for years, except we take those debates and turn them up to 11. Go to bit.ly/EXP casting or scan the QR code to be part of the show.
Here we are. It's got to be Monday.
Shush, I'm reading.
I don't care.
You can read these.
Jerem, you got it, buddy. Drive safe.
Jerem, Ron,
John Spilios, Ron, Dwayne DePayne. I apologize for missing on last Wednesday. Lars, man, what's going on?
Man, they didn't even notice we were here. They didn't care.
I like to think they noticed, John. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time. John, my buddy John knows. Robbie and I haven't even had a chance to. How you feeling, Robbie? By the way,
I'm feeling tons better.
Good. So yeah. I didn't get a chance to tell John. So we're all going to catch up on what's going on with our lives, except for John. He's perpetually retired. But John got his booster. Was not feeling well.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I got the second booster, and I'm not trying to make any statement here, but
Robbie got the COVID. Then could not. His voice was shot on Friday, so he had to bow out. Then it's going back around. We have somebody that we work with here who just sent an email out in the morning to the entire staff that he's been diagnosed positive for COVID, so he's going to be in and out for the next several days.
Is it Nick? Are we finally in charge?
No, it's not.
I mean, that would be a shame. I hope he feels better.
And I'm sorry that I missed Wednesday. It was very last minute.
Dave, you're right. Where is the best host, Amy? I agree with you, man.
Not my call, brother, not John's call. So she's got other duties this evening, but I'm sure we'll bring her on because we'll inevitably talk about the poor score on Rotten Tomatoes for Triple B. What's going on for Doctor Strange? But unfortunately, Tuesday night, my daughter was involved in a pretty serious car accident, of which she totaled her car. It wasn't her fault. Believe it or not, we actually have talked to an attorney and all that good stuff. But kid T-bones her making a left turn. Car's total. She has a fractured clavicle, bruised ribs, and the whole 9 yards. So so that's why I missed Wednesday, unfortunately. So it's been a pretty bad week for everybody, I think.
Does she need one of those knee scooter things? She can have mine because I'm done with it at the end of this week.
Well, thank you for the offer, but no, the legs are fine. Unfortunately, she gives softball lessons, so I had to go and help her because, number one, she has no car currently, so I have to drive her, and she can't throw, she can't hit, so it was a fielding lesson. So I went to try and tried to be like the physical portion of the lesson. The girl she's given a lesson to, great player. She's a really a talent. But she throws one to me, short hops it. My brain knew what to do, but my body was like, whoa, we can't move that fast. And I missed the short hop, hits me in the toe, and I'm pretty certain my toe's broken. I'm not going to the doctors. I've been to the doctors enough now with my daughter, and there's nothing they can do, and it's not like I'm a professional.
You work from home. You need work from hospice.
The funny thing is we have steel-toed shoes in here, and for insurance purposes to go in the warehouse, and I go in the warehouse a lot. So I was thinking to myself, if I was wearing those steel-toed sneakers, this would not have happened. It would just bounce right off the piece of metal. And I'm just like, man, I don't even want to buy a Powerball ticket this week. Well, What's it? Yeah,
It is bad. Yeah, I'll take the toe anytime.
Yeah, no
Marshmallow's
doubt, right? So yeah, it was kind of scary that it was a millisecond later it would have been a lot more serious. The car is totaled. Yeah, I went to the tow yard the next day.
On the upside,
it looked a lot worse in the light.
You must be excited getting to buy her new car. That'll be
fun. Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, because I dumped. Here's the worst part about it. So the story is we've had this piece of junk Buick for a couple of years now, and I was waiting for the car mark to kind of flatten out. All right, because they're so expensive. So I've been dumping all this money, and I literally just got the plugs changed. She just put a full tank of gas in that day.
Thank you, Josh.
And then bang. Okay. It was
I'll text you the name of our guy at BMW, and he'll find something for her that's appropriate. He does a personality profile, what she'll look good in.
Yeah, I could probably afford what? A BMW from 1969? Okay, no, that's collector's items. Actually, Joelle, run spam on it and read some Green Hornet.
She can't afford not to be in a BMW. Have you not spoken with these people?
Yeah, well, Dwayne's a pain. You got that right. But I'm actually going to talk to an attorney. I think it's serious enough. He was clearly at fault. She had right of way, and I think the kid was texting. I mean, he got out of the car. He didn't look like he was old enough to shave.
I will tell you right now, a few years back, I had a very nice Jaguar XJ8 London Plus, which I got through a weird set of circumstances. I had this thing about a month and a half. I was driving to the Iron Hill Brewery. I was still doing consulting work. I crossed over Kings Highway, and a young woman just blew through the intersection in the light. She was texting, and I'll tell you how I knew we were texting. She totaled, she T-bones me. Car is just totaled. Her father, they leap out of the car. Her father gets out of the car. Her face is still in the airbag, and he starts screaming at her, "I told you not to text and drive." And I just went, I was like, So it became a whole thing. Ultimately, I did. I wound up getting a lawyer, and the lawyer cost money, but we got significantly more money on the back end. It's worth it to talk to an attorney.
Oh yeah, I've got to agree with John there. John Spilios, I assume that he did. The problem is I've been informed that these days it is not mandatory to exchange information, believe it or not. And in some instances, because I was pretty PO'd when I got the accident site. I mean, I made sure my daughter was all right, and I ignored everybody else except the cops. And I proceeded to take a lot of pictures of the accident itself. And then they took off, and I never got the insurance information. So I'm actually waiting on the police report. So hopefully I'm supposed to call back again tomorrow. But I'm assuming he does. It definitely, John Spilios, it looked like a family car. And the kid literally looked like he just got his license. I did ask at the end if he was okay, because I don't want anybody to be hurt. But, the way insurance companies work and everything else, and even your own insurance company is not necessarily on your side. They're on their own side.
That's why I was going to say it always behooves you to contact an attorney, even if it's just for a consultation. And I realize for a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I got to pay for that. I got to pay for that. Literally, all jokes aside, you can't afford not to speak to an attorney when you get in this kind of accident, especially a state like New Jersey, because everybody's got a lawyer. Everybody is making phone
62
calls.
62 left people who's woohoo insurance talk just like work. I guess it means he's in the insurance business.
No, but my point is, you want to protect yourself.
I actually, at the night of the accident, she said she felt fine, but where the lap belt or the shoulder part of the seatbelt had laid across, she found a bruise. And then the next day we go to the doctor, and
it was fractured.
They took X-rays, and they said the clavicle was fractured. So it was scary. I mean, you have that. Anybody who watches that has children that eventually come of driving age, at that point it was very, you're just, whenever they go out, you're just
slow down. I can barely handle a dog.
Yeah, right.
Another human being is a little much for me.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, my daughter's 21, she's going to be 22 soon. I was just getting over that feeling when she would go out and worry, about her getting into an accident. It was starting to finally dissipate, and then bam, you get the phone call.
You keep them in the yard with the fence closed.
I love to just keep her bubble wrapped, but I don't think she's going to agree to that.
So, Robbie, all your senses returned. Do you remember most, if not all, of the vowels?
I remember all the vowels. I still have some. I didn't completely lose taste or anything like that, like some people said, but certain things I couldn't taste. and that's not fully back yet. So it's a little weird. It's
Yeah,
still
they
a
say
little
that
weird.
that could last a while.
A good friend of mine, she said that she hasn't been able to taste anything spicy for several months. She's wowing her kids by popping like, ghost peppers in her mouth because she can't taste it. I mean, she's getting
She could have the old John Cole sandwich.
she's getting the burning sensation, but she's not tasting anything. And her kids are looking at her like, you replaced my mom with a cyborg. And she's just like, and every once in a while she'll try something. She'll throw some like red pepper flakes on a pizza. Nothing.
Wow.
And it's been like 4 months.
She should enter those contests.
I was super fortunate, man. I got the second booster. They warned me. They said, hey, look, your medical history, there's a good chance this isn't going to sit well. And for about 12, 14 hours, I felt fine. And then all of a sudden, I went to get up to take the dog out, and I was like, oh, boy, I don't feel good. An hour after that, I was out like a light for about a day and a half.
So Stevie B looks like he's still dealing with after effects. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry,
Kyle,
man.
everything tasted like
Goodness.
discount ketchup. That is bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is real
Sue
bad.
somebody if I,
I gotta tell you, man. Amongst my friends and other people, and then Robbie and everybody else, I feel like last week was, just not a good week, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're all okay.
Yeah, I try to look at that as.
How about a
glass half
recap? Oh, wait.
I was just going to come on and say I had a great week. I got my stitches and staples out, and we won another barbecue rib competition.
Nice.
That's
I
very
had
cool.
a great week.
Nice. Very nice.
Well,
Congratulations.
Kyle is
Steve.
so laid back about it. Like, oh, sorry, I was 5 minutes late. I was having my heart replaced. I'm like, what? Like, you don't even know he's in the hospital. And all of a sudden, they
and
just
he's still winning barbecue contests.
oh, that's all right. I can use half a kidney.
I didn't get to go to the contest because I can't walk, and it's a good thing because there was like hail and sleet, and both tents got destroyed. But we won.
Oh, wow.
So
The weather has
like,
been- yeah, even
I'm
the
counting
weather has been wacky.
We had a tornado warning today, and then when I was driving over here, I had my sunglasses on because it was 80
It all cleared
degrees
up.
and
Yeah,
sunny.
it
It
nothing.
cleared up. They were telling us, and I was almost going to text you and say, dude, just so you know, there's going to be another tornado alert.
That doesn't stop us.
No, that didn't stop us at all.
All right, let's get started real quick. I know we've spent a little time catching up. I apologize. But
Dave, I like that. New COVID tests now include, did you like Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run?
Huh.
All right, so start everything off as always. Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, suggested retail $40, $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, as a thank you to our viewers, we have it for $5. So if anybody's interested, that's available all show as always. All right, let's look at our.
I was looking. We have a few really cool things tonight. We have some stuff that like you don't see a lot of. I don't know. I don't know if you were digging in there or Nick was digging in there, but we have a few things tonight that generally, you don't see pop up.
I actually went to our satellite warehouse and had the guys,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, last week just to put some put a little new blood in it, if you will. All right.
Nice.
So let's see. I'm just
Throw out
circling.
something new that we haven't had before.
Well, I'm gonna do best offer first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Give
Just so everybody has it. Yeah, everybody has a chance.
All right, so let's do our first best offer is Red Sonja, the Superpowers, #1, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. It is one of our best offer books starting at $30. So let's see. Creative Key at Lars Man. In that case, I only have COVID when my wife cooks. So
I love this book.
Nice
I've
cover.
told everybody, if you buy this copy, if you buy another copy, absolutely. And my guess is there'll be like a collection at some point.
all right, Lars Man is going to open
Yeah.
us up there. Gotcha, buddy.
I love this. This is this combined a couple. Nick and Joe and Matt, they managed to combine two things I absolutely love with this, and they did it with Vampirella too.
Right.
They did Red Sonja and Project Superpowers characters, and then they did Vampirella Dark Powers, and they did.
Dave says that's a Prio cover.
It is.
Ron, no statue for tonight. We will have a statue on Wednesday night, my friend. So all right, so Lars Man opened us up at $30 on the Red Sonja Superpowers 9.8.
That's really nice.
Oh, you know what I heard? What was it yesterday? Right, Robbie? Fred Ward passed away.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
We had just recently done Tremors for
That's why
movie night too.
occurred to me.
Tremors. He was Remo Williams.
Yep,
And,
I actually love that Remo Williams film.
He's in The Right Stuff.
What's that?
He's in The Right Stuff as
He
well.
was in The Right
he was in
Stuff.
The Right Stuff.
He
Yep.
pops up. He's one of these guys. They used to call guys like this character actors. They
Yep.
don't use that term anymore. I don't know if maybe it became like derogatory or reductive, but I'm old enough to remember when a good character actor in a movie was like solid gold.
He played the Mercury astronaut that ended up dying on the not the Mercury missions, but the ones that they had after. I think it was Gemini.
Gemini.
It was Gemini. So Fred Ward. He was in everything. I really liked him too. I mean, it's a shame. I was sorry.
We're so very old, so they're super old.
Thank you. Actually, a guy I went to high school with just recently had open heart surgery, so I didn't really need you to remind me.
On Facebook, I had somebody say, we went to high school is retired already, and I was afraid to look, and the next post down was, yeah, how did John Cole retire? And I'm like, and I'm like, oh man, I'm at that age now where people are like jealous of retirement. I'm like, you guys only have a few more years to go.
Yeah, that's what people want to hear.
Well, somebody even said, oh, did you retire to get Social Security? First of all, no, I'm not that old. And second of all, the $118 a month, probably not going to help you out that much.
All right, so let's do our next best offer book. So we got Red Sonja, Volume 6, number 1, Mirka Andolfo, Dynamite Virgin, metal premium cover. Suggested retail of $100. It is a best offer book starting at $40.
Oh, man.
John, can you hold this one up to the camera?
Yeah.
This scan is really dark and doesn't do it justice.
I don't know what Amy does, but I was the one who scanned that one this time around, and it came out dark.
Yeah, we can tell, Rex.
In all fairness, it is
right?
pretty dark. I mean, I'll certainly hold it up. It's not as dark as that image, but hopefully folks can see this.
I love these metal covers.
These metal covers are, if you're wondering why it's reflective, metal cover. Yeah, you know what, Dave, you're right. I was just thinking that Midnight Metal, the next thing I'm going to pester Nick for, hey, can we have black metal covers?
All right.
That's a very cool.
It's a great cover.
Oh, yeah. I believe Lars made it. I think that shipped out today. The art that you bought on Friday.
John,
All right,
Rubenstein.
Where Rubenstein
Bid
is
40.
Okay.
So, John, if you want to bid on that, it has to be more than 40.
Yes, correct. All right. So that Fred Ward thing was kind of sad to read about. The other day.
That was sad. I mean, it's just, I'm almost, and not to be melodramatic, but I'm almost numb now. Every time I open up a social media app, somebody's sick, somebody's dead. There's some horrible thing that's gone on somewhere. My phone reminded me, oh, your social media use is way down. I'm like, yeah.
I don't want to hear any more bad news.
I don't want to hear any more bad news. It's never like, hey, you know what? They found out puppies have superpowers now. I never get that. I never hear that at all.
You got a notification from your phone that you were on social media less?
Yes.
That's weird. They're like, come on, man, get back on, buddy.
John Spilios, got you, buddy. All right, so he is at 45 for the
Apparently, Robbie, somebody told me I have to shut it off in both Verizon settings and Apple settings. And I think I only shut it off in the one, so I still get the alert.
Yeah, where Rubenstein, actually, it does not show that way for us. So it may depend on what you're viewing, but we get it in real time through our StreamYard connection. Kyle can give you, more of the
Lars, man, I can same, Lars, man, same.
Oh, my phone is Creative Keep, you got it, buddy. Right.
Yeah, this is, I'll tell you right now, it's not quite as dark as that image shows, but this is maybe the first one of the metal covers that's this dark.
I think maybe
it's like a nighttime cover.
But it's got that like balance of the lighter color too, so it looks really cool. It's like graphically, it's really.
Then there's the pop of her red hair, the white of the snow.
You need because it's metal. You need kind of the reflection, I guess, because when I scan it, it absorbs just all the light. Okay, 55. Gotcha, John.
Well, that's the thing. When I was holding it up, unfortunately, there's no whatchamacallit? Like, there's no way to hold it. Either it's dark, reflective,
kind
or
of
dark.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of dark, but beyond that, so, when you scan it, you close the lid.
Sorry, everybody. I tried the best.
So no, you did good. You did good. You did a good Vanna White today. Let's see. All 62 Lefty says all those Green Hornet websites don't run themselves. They noticed John wasn't working yet. My Ron.
Ron, that's the greatest thing ever.
All right. So our third best offer book of the night, Barbarella #7 Dynamite Metal Premium cover, and suggested retail of $100, and it is also a best offer book starting at $40.
We're gonna need Vanna Colligan on that one.
All right.
Sure. Barbarella, you said, right?
Yep, Barbarella metal cover, my friend.
Man, this is like acid trip metal.
Oh, nice.
This is exactly his color.
I literally pulled that one because of how cool it looked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get that.
I mean, it definitely looks like Jane Fonda, you know?
Yeah, this is like the antithesis to the other cover. The other cover is sort of really kind of rooted in nighttime. This is very much rooted in that sort of late 60s, early 70s period Barbarella originally appeared in.
All right. Hey, Marcus, what's going on? You'll buy Val. Let us know what Val. And John Spilios, got you, buddy. So John's going to open us up on the Barbarella.
The colors on that metal really pop for the Barbarella. I like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah. I
do.
mean, it brought back so many memories.
The metal covers seem to, if a creator goes with a darker composition, it seems like the metal cover really benefits that. If the creator decides to go with a brighter composition, or in this case, psychedelic, almost trippy, it's still it seems like there's no color palette, there's no creative choice that a metal cover doesn't enhance, and I think that's really cool.
So I wasn't wild about the Hazer TMNT metal ones, but this wave of them is just, every one of them is just absolutely stunning. Like, you want to weld them together and make a wall out of them.
Yeah,
this second wave, it's like they figured out the technology or something a little better and got more colorful.
You know what? That actually sounds very accurate, because you know what happens, right? They do it the one time, and then somebody's sitting at night saying, well, what if we do this, and what if we do that? And of course, Nick is like, we're going to continue doing these. So now all of a sudden it's not like a one-off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the general public has received it really well. The Dynamite fans. So
people seem to like these a lot.
Yeah. So I don't see Ron. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if we've sent any out. And I don't know if any of the viewers have sent them in yet and have heard anything. So
Ron, I asked that same question in a couple of the groups, Twitter and Facebook groups. As far as I know, and of course I only know a tiny percentage of people, nobody has done it yet. Lots of people have gotten the metal covers. Nobody has sent them to CGC. One of the persons I talked to, she's a retailer, and she said she's afraid to send it to CGC. She's afraid that the slabbing process will be detrimental to the metal cover. I don't, that's
beyond my expertise. So Creative Key, the TMNT Hazer metal covers you're talking about are not cover sketches. Obviously, that was his. He did a collection of TMNT homage covers. So when we say Ken Hazer metal covers, that's what we're referring to.
Yeah, they weren't sketch.
You may know that already, Creative, but yeah. All right, so let's see. Oh, we can get one more book, squeeze one more book.
Exactly, don't get them pressed. And I think that's a good
right.
point too. I would never try to tell someone what to do with their book, but the person who mentioned that, she said the heat, the process used to slab books, she's afraid it would damage the finish of the metal cover.
But what I understand about slabbing is it's actually not heat. But this may have an effect on it. It's a sonic welder. So when you get the slabs, okay, it doesn't matter if it's cards, comics, whatever.
Yeah.
You get the loose slabs, and all along the edges are like little plastic like BBs. And when they hit the sonic welder, okay, it melts those BBs, and that's what creates the seal.
And that's what the seal.
Right. So there isn't actually any heat, because cards and comics would burn up if there was actual heat.
Makes sense.
But I don't know what the sonic would do to a metal cover, though. That's the other question.
You know what? And that's a great question, too. Ron said he's going to DC AwesomeCon next month.
Oh, yeah.
And he's taking some for grading submission. I would suggest that anybody finds out, let us know. Put it in the comments. Email one of us so we can talk about it if these things happen.
And I'll find out from our guys that send stuff out to CGC. I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to ask. But yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm sure that that there must have been some discussions of it from our end with CGC. So we'll find out. But Ron, definitely, after you get back from DC Awesome Con, let us know.
Man, I like that. Sonic Welder was invented by Reed Richards used against Claw.
All right, so somebody, I think it was Lars, man, mentioned the ASF. So let's get to that one next before we got to go to the break. Amazing Spider-Man number 795 Encore Edition, signed and sealed by Christos Gage. It is, we have one available for $62, limited edition, number 12 of 15, and $62 for 1962 when Spider-Man first appeared.
And that is a great cover. Loki and Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and
I love that cover too. It's absolutely amazing.
It's hard not to. I mean, I love the shading in this thing, the ink choices.
The way you can see the light coming through the window.
Yeah.
Looks great.
It does. All right, Creative Keep is taking it. Gotcha, Creative Keep. You got it, man.
I mean, that's just really nice, man.
It is a nice book. All right. And then I dig it, but Encore. I understand, Lars, man. So I get these emailers from All Recipe.
Okay.
All right. Guess what came up the other day?
What's that?
Spam?
Yes. There was a whole article on what is spam. Okay. It was awesome. Okay.
Creative Keep will go 60 on Red Sonja before
Creative Keep. Let me see. Red Sonja. Gotcha, buddy. All right.
There's I found out there's a Hawaiian barbecue place that opened up recently in my area, and they're on the delivery apps. So I actually had spam musubi for the first time a couple days ago. So I was thinking about you, John. So I was like,
I love spam musubi.
It was good. It was delicious.
It gave a list of all the different cultural dishes.
That
musubi was on there, obviously.
Of the Pacific is very much Hawaiian cooking, Filipino cooking.
Well, it's because World War II put it on the map, and I used to some ridiculous figure. It was like 100 million pounds.
Yeah,
Hormel delivered during the war. I mean,
people had trouble. They had trouble getting food stuff to these kind of island and Pacific communities.
Stable.
Shelf stable. And so they kind of created all these really cool.
And it's really not as bad as I thought. The ingredients you're talking about,
it's like anything else. You just have to cook it right. You have to find out which.
I mean, it's not as horrible as people think, Kyle. It's pork. I think they said no beef. It was pork and
there's some mechanically separated chicken in there, I believe.
I think they started.
Are we still talking about compound meats?
They added potato starch. That's what they added. That was in the 90s. So that was the only real change with spam at the time, since its creation in the 1930s. But it was very interesting read.
I'll tell you, once they added the potato starch, you know how you could cook spam if you really wanted to?
No.
Cut it to the thickness of a slice of bread and put it in the toaster.
Ooh.
So you can have toasted spam.
Lars, man.
17
watching, 16 thumbs. Give Rex and John a thumb. No fingers today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lars, man.
Before we go to break, absolutely mash the like button, please. Share, hit the notification bell. That stuff kind of helps us out a little bit. And if I love having people here, I love new people, I love our regular people. I spend a lot of Monday in different groups on Facebook and Twitter saying, hey, look, I don't care if you even buy anything. Well, of course, I want people to, get what they like. But, I want people to, come in, join in, check out Robbie's show. And
Kyle, I can only agree with half that statement right there.
Veganism. Yikes.
All right, so we got to go to our first break. So we're going to go ahead and head to our first break. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Stay with us.
Are you a comic creator? Are you a publisher? Do you make a comic book product? Do you own a retail store? Do you do something I haven't thought of? Who are you and what do you do? Let us know by advertising on the experience and invite our viewers to patronize your product. Message the EXP on social media or email us the_EXP@yahoo.com for more details.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.
All right, and we're back.
Are back.
So, Robbie, do you have a fever or anything, or just feeling kind of worn out?
Yeah, I did. I had the fever. I had the chills. That was pretty much 1 to 2 days, and it was mostly just like a bad cough. I was congested, and tired. You know, I just slept a lot, and I read a lot, and I got caught up on Picard season 2. Mixed bag there, 2.5 you digs out of 5. But yeah, you know, it was like happy birthday. It was my birthday. I went to work. I wasn't feeling good. It just kept getting worse. And I was like, man, I think I gotta get a test. And sure enough, happy birthday. You have
What
COVID.
was your birthday?
It was Tuesday.
Okay.
So I should be heading back to work soon-ish this week, hopefully. I'm excited to get back to work because I have not left this house.
Right. Yeah, we just had Nick's birthday as well.
Turned the big 3-0. He must have been super excited.
He must not be very good at that.
A fellow Taurus.
I got a free comic to say that on the air. What are you talking about?
Get the free comic anyway. Triple B. I don't know that we're going to be talking spoilers, but we
Yes,
will
we
talk.
are. If you haven't seen the movie by now, too bad.
Again, send me an email about that.
John, remember who controls the mute button.
You know what? You said a week, and a week ended last Thursday.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. I couldn't go because I couldn't walk, so I'm going tomorrow. Or no, Wednesday.
But I don't think we're going to talk spoilers.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to talk about the end of the movie or anything. I'll say that obviously I've seen it several more times. I had a spot for a couple of days where I didn't go see it at all because I wasn't feeling well. But I've kind of sort of caught up a little bit. I've got a good number of, viewings now.
I mean, I would say that Rotten Tomatoes has not been complimentary. And, there definitely was a huge box office fall off.
They've already made almost $700 million.
I'm not saying they didn't, but I think
there was a big drop though for a Marvel film they were talking about. Yeah. I think because I really liked it, but I think when I'm hearing from people that didn't like it, and the word of mouth that's being spread, and maybe that's affecting the drop off, was I think that this is one of those instances where people's expectations on this were so high. Like you can see those memes where it's like my expectations, and you got the Ninja Turtles and Godzilla and everybody showing up to fight with the Avengers and Doctor Strange. So I think people were expecting like some kind of a big like Avengers level Infinity War type thing, and they gave us a Doctor Strange movie. that I really, really liked. So I liked the movie, but I think some people were anticipating so much and they didn't get as much as they thought they were going to get.
The slang term I use is endgaming. Everybody is looking for Avengers Endgame. And I try to explain to people that is a once in a lifetime, if you are fortunate, movie going experience.
Right.
If you didn't like Doctor Strange movie, you did like the Doctor Strange movie. I don't care about that. Obviously, I liked it. I've seen it now. I don't know if we'll say how many times. Maybe it'll be a contest for how many times I've seen it as of yet.
Maybe.
But the point is, I think if some people just didn't like the movie, okay, fair enough. I mean, everything is subjective like that. But I hear people talking about, I was looking for the Avengers Assemble moment. I'm like, if you were looking for the Avengers Assemble moment, then you weren't paying attention. And I don't mean that in the negative way, but
Right.
Even Kevin Feige has said, we don't know if we can get, he's very honest. He's like, we don't know if we can get there again. It took us more than 10 years.
Well, our viewers, I'd say overall, without taking an actual count,
Josh,
seems
that's a
like
great analogy.
it seems like everybody it leans towards our viewers liking it as opposed to not liking it. Sheldon brings up a good point. The hype was ultra high, and the teasers and trailers showed too much.
Larsman said El Kabong. Send him something from Hanna-Barbera. That's great.
When I'm watching it at a certain point, I see Army of Darkness, and I said this in my review last night. I was like, I feel like this has the vibe of Army of Darkness at times. And somebody said it was more of a Scarlet Witch movie. I still love Doctor Strange. I love that he actually had growth in the movie, right? America is a character in the comics that I've never really cared that much about, but I liked her in this movie. I liked the like hunting down, running away kind of vibe that was pushing it forward. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it had a lot of cool Sam Raimi moments. And I got a Sam Raimi film. This dude ain't done a movie in like 10, 12 years, and he comes in and he's just, I think I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. And I was like so pleased.
It's exactly what they needed to do, right? Because if they try to artificially manufacture another Avengers Assemble moment, it's going to come across as artificial, right? The Avengers Assemble moment was sort of an organic thing that they kind of wanted to do, but didn't know if they couldn't. It's a completely different ballgame now. They're not the underdogs anymore, right?
Well,
so this is the movie we're doing. And I think if the Marvel Universe was missing anything, right? We had action, tiny little bits of romance, not enough to make anybody sick, but tiny little bits of romance. We had insane amounts of action. We had science fiction stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy. The one thing we did not have was a Raimi-esque, for lack of a better term, sort of horror film, not like the most hardcore Exorcist level horror film, but something legitimately scary. There are scenes in this movie that make people jump. There's a couple jump scares in this movie. Right. I don't know if that's been in a Marvel movie before, but I'll tell you right now, I would like to see it in more Marvel movies.
Right.
You could tell they were moving in a mystical / horror direction because we got Moon Knight. If you haven't watched Moon Knight, no spoilers, but it's all mystical and sort of Egyptological based. Morbius, we've talked about with the 18 other people than me, myself, that saw it. Tried to do horror. And now we have this. So you know what I mean?
I come to find out after the car accident that my daughter, because she's stuck at home with me because she has no car, so I have to drive her every place. Anyway, she's in a sling, so I'm not letting her drive with one hand. But it turns out she is well ahead of me in the MCU. She has seen everything from Hawkeye to WandaVision to the whole night, and she's already been to see Doctor Strange that Thursday night. She went out with a bunch of friends. I knew that. So I am well behind.
How can you miss a comic book movie? This is what you do for a living.
I've been a little busy, John. Things have been a little crowded here, all right, my friend? All right, so, okay, you know what? Let's do, I know Lars Mann's still out there. Let's do, here's a good one. The Clone Conspiracy #1, signed by Jim Chung. We have one available for $34.99, and Jimmy's signature is a tough one to get.
I was just going to say, we have a couple things tonight, a couple signed books, where the creators, no disrespect to them, they're not the biggest attendees of cons to sign. There's not like tons of these guys' signatures out there. And Jim Chung is one of them. I mean, I've been to a lot of cons, and very infrequently do I see that guy at Writers Row or the Sally signing books.
All right, so Lars Mann's taken.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Lars Mann, it is number 11 out of 125.
Your daughter knows how to use the remote.
There's so many buttons, Dave. I don't know what to do here. There's just so many buttons.
Pop, you know that stuff is out there with like 2 clicks of a button, right?
You know, when I was young, I was on the cutting edge of, you know, our high school had a computer lab.
Television?
With the Commodore PET computer. And I was one of the first to get the Commodore 64, which you hooked up using the RF module on the back of your TV.
Oh, my God.
Okay, those two little wires you'd have to hook in, right? I was on the cutting edge, and it was really sad to realize that now I am an old man.
You know, when you go on the internet, you can still use the phone, too, right? It won't, like, interrupt.
To the man who's older than I am and retired, okay? Come on.
I'm just saying, technology is our friend.
Just because you tweet like a teenage girl does not mean that you are technologically advanced.
And my favorite thing is Alexa.
Betamax. Yes.
I love Betamax. My favorite thing is Alexa.
Well, you and 5 other people.
Alexa does everything for me. Alexa, you know what?
What does Alexa have to do with Betamax?
No, I'm talking about the edge of technology.
We're talking Betamax here, brother. You and 5 people bought the Betamax.
I found a Betamax tape when my wife was clearing out the storage. I haven't had a Betamax machine in probably 20 years.
Nobody has.
She pulls this out. She goes, "What is this?" And I said, "It's a Betamax tape." She goes, "Oh, what's on it?" I'm like, I don't know how to. Banana Junior 6000. I think the first computer I had in my house that, you know, was a Commodore, I think 128.
I had the 64.
I did not have the 64.
No, Lars, man.
I remember, I think the first Commodore 128 game I had was for like Aliens when it came out, and I would constantly be trying to land the dropship with the little with the joystick. And now,
all right, you know what? Let's do a CCA. All right, we have Wolverine and the X-Men #1 signed with a Beast cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Sketch retail of $89.99. It is one of our 5-star books at $50.
Wow, man, I have not seen Ken do
that. Is an old one because you can tell by all right, creative, keep you got it. You can tell by the signature. He's signing in that thin pen, and that's how I can always identify something.
Yeah,
from
when it's older.
Earlier Ken Hazer as opposed to more recent Ken Hazer, because now he does it in a much bolder pen.
Man, that is great.
That is a great cover. So that also came from the Satellite Warehouse. So
let's do the show from there.
They actually have a lot more room, believe it.
Really?
Yeah, they got a big open space that we could do it. That was one of the things we talked about.
They have a kitchen there?
Yes, they do.
But they have a real kitchen there?
No, they don't. Come on.
Oh,
a real kitchen. Okay, come on. Okay. No. They've got a hot plate, they've got the microwave, they've got, the sink, all that stuff, the normal stuff. Nobody goes to real offices to cook unless they're in that business. Yeah. Then they call them something else. They're called restaurants.
That's true.
All right,
I'll bring my Blackstone griddle and we'll set it up on the lawn out
there. Dude, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. You don't have to convince me, my friend. I might even take you off of my junk emails folder if you start doing that. A Zenith 3000. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I remember back in that day, Zenith had one. There was the Timex Sinclair was this super tiny little pseudo computer.
I don't even remember those. All right, so let's do a Jay Lee book. Dead Irons #1, a sketch cover, not sketch cover art.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is not a sketch cover remark, but it is just sketch art that was reproduced onto the cover, signed by Jay Lee. Obviously, one of the most popular creators out there. It is number 4 of 75. So only 75 were ever signed by Jay Lee.
Jay Lee is one of these guys that when he started, he had a nice art style. Mm-hmm. There was nothing that, there were no negatives, but there wasn't any head turning. as he was learning his craft. Now everything he does makes everyone do like the double and the triple take. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's for Dynamite, it doesn't matter if it's for DC, it doesn't matter what it is. It's like the guy can't miss.
And we have one available signed by Jay Lee for $39.99. So anybody who's a Jay Lee fan, there you have it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Jay Lee fan. Wildcats trilogy, Namor back in the day. He's evolved his style. I loved his Inhumans run with Paul Jenkins. He's got a new book coming out. Yeah, that's great stuff. He's got a new book coming out that he's like creator owning, and it's called Seven Sons or something. It's from Image, so I'm really excited to see that one, how that shakes out.
All right, so
Dead Irons is a cool book.
This was the one I had never heard of. Read the solicitation and then went and bought the trade this morning when I saw it in the list.
This is like a deep Dynamite cut. This is
and obviously Jay Lee, very popular creator. Let me see. Okay, what should we do next? You pick something, Robbie.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say let Robbie pick something before he passes out from illness.
Don't we have a Cable sketch? I believe.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. So Cable #1, black blank variant, signed with a Cable in silver. Cover sketch by Ken Hazer and signed by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $62 for 1962 when the X-Men first appeared.
That's
now,
nice.
I think, yeah, we've had this on before, but at a different angle, I believe. So he did say, like all the Ken Hazer stuff, especially the headshots, he'll do it from a different perspective, which I think is so neat. And obviously, I'm always a huge fan of his ability to work in that medium of the paint pen. So we have that available tonight for $62.
Dead Irons is one of those books. To go back to Dead Irons, Dead Irons is one of those books that I pestered Nick for about Westerns, and one of the comments I got was, "You got Lone Ranger." I think there is a lot of I think we've talked about this on the show before, so I'm not going to throw this out there again, but I will say we talked a lot about Westerns and how there's a lot of room in comics for Western-style storytelling. And I'll tell you right now, Jim Clark, who's here, wrote Dead Irons.
Right.
And I forget who did the original art, but it was just, and I remember at the time it didn't come out super regularly. So, it was like when it was like a treat when it came out, like the guy at the comic book store would be like, "Hey, guess what came this week?" So there is a sort of synergy between the Old West and supernatural settings.
Right.
We've seen Scott Snyder do it. We've seen a bunch of other people sort of do it. There's a ton of movies on Amazon Prime that always have names like,
Right.
like Re-Tombstoned or something, and it's sort of that similar idea. I'll tell you, if you're a horror fan and or a Western fan, go find something from Dead Irons. The trade, like Kyle said, it is. You know what? If I can't find the issues that Kyle said, I might go buy it. I might go order the trade because the original issues, I don't know where they are. That was so long ago.
So Larsman says, "Remember the modem for C64? Worst device ever." I still remember the modems. Remember when you had to take the phone receiver and plug it into the device?
Huh.
That's how old I am. Let's see. TRS 80 sponsored the comics of my childhood.
Nice.
All right. So here's a neat one that also came from the Satellite Warehouse. Avengers: The Origin #1, signed by artist Phil Noto.
That is the other one we never see.
Yep.
Phil Noto might be a tremendous creator, but he is not the first guy off the bus to go do signings. And I don't mean any disrespect. I mean, some people, you see them at every con. I'm sure Kyle has probably seen the same people. Robbie's seen the same people at cons. They love doing the signings. No disrespect, but you don't see Phil Noto at every single con.
No, agreed.
He really is not a guy who's bopping from Denver to Chicago to Orlando to Atlanta.
He does sometimes. Sometimes he does like 2 books a month, so I'm sure he's like super busy. I met him in like 2002 in Chicago, and I have never been to another con where he was at. Like that was how long ago.
I think Larsman has taken that one.
You know what? That's sort of. I think I had that same experience.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Creative Keep. Sorry, Sorry about that, guys.
I think I've had that same experience. I think I saw him once, real early on, and I'm going to say maybe it was like in Anaheim. Like they moved like the LA Con for a while out of Los Angeles into Anaheim,
Right.
And a bunch of the creators who lived in the kind of LA area bombed up to Anaheim, and I remember like, oh wow, Phil Noto was here. I haven't seen that before, and I honestly don't know if I've seen him since.
So looks like Kyle's got a con coming up in 2 weeks with Ron Mars and Daryl Banks. So that sounds like fun.
Nice.
Very cool.
So
Is it Kyle Con?
It's a Kyle Rayner's fan's dream.
Well, hopefully Kyle's in much better shape and can get around a little bit for the con, because that's always a lot of walking.
And if he's not, he can kind of cosplay as Professor X or something.
Well, he said he's getting rid of the leg thingy, his little scooter thing. So
it's a really cool convention. It's at the resort, at the Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City, Michigan.
Okay.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, they've got like axe throwing and duck pin bowling in the hotel.
Whoa!
But the convention center is literally just hit the button in the elevator from my room straight down to the show floor.
So it's connected.
Walk to my table. And yeah, I'm going to try and set up an interview with both of those guys that we can air on here. They also have the original voices of the original Thundercats.
Oh,
3 remaining original voice actors from Thundercats.
That's cool.
That will be cool.
Gen Con in Indianapolis, several years I went to that. More a gaming con than a Comic Con, but they had a lot of comics presence there. And they had several hotels around the convention center, but 2 of them were connected to the convention center. And one of them was the Conrad, which is a Hilton hotel. And there is nothing like getting in the elevator, hitting the button, going down, and you're on the floor. There is no transfers of cab or code or what do this, and oh no, I forgot my bag. There is nothing like buying stuff and just shooting it upstairs to your room.
Right.
I mean,
in the last 2 dozen years or so, they've added like 9 more hotels that are actually physically connected to the convention center via these crazy skywalks and the mall. They'll connect it to the mall and then they'll connect the mall to the convention center. It's the dumbest thing, but it's great.
I was in Indianapolis and I remember someone telling me, go to the mall, go to the second level, go to Nordstrom's where the coffee bar is, and right next to the coffee bar is a walkway, and it takes you right over to all like the second level rooms that you want to go to, the second floor rooms, the convention center. And I was like, this isn't possibly right, but I really wanted a latte. So I shot over to Nordstrom's. For those that don't know, Nordstrom's has a great coffee bar in their stores. I grab one, I look, I follow the walkway, turns around, I look at my ticket, literally put me right next door.
Nice.
And I thought to myself, nobody was using this thing. I mean, as I'm walking down the walkway, I'm like, I'm going to get stopped by security. This is totally not right. They're like, I'm not supposed to be here. Nope.
There you go. You cannot get to the convention without passing Sbarro.
I think that's every con I've ever been to anywhere.
Their pizza's a little too greasy for me.
Their pizza, I compare Sbarro's pizza to Kraft's cheese. It's cheese food. Sbarro is sort of pizza, but I don't know if I'd really call that like
it's a pizza product.
That's a great way to put it. It is a pizza product.
Okay, yeah, there's a good description for it.
I don't expect much out of mall pizza, so
I honestly, you probably should.
Who goes to malls anymore?
No, but I'm saying people hit the food court and they're like, "Oh, I didn't get a great burger." Well, of course not. You didn't go to a James Beard bar. You went to the food court.
What, you saying Sbarro's isn't great?
Oh, you with your last name, you should know that, sir.
I'm kidding. All right, so Amy and I had a great idea. We thought on Friday, we have some of our fans here. We did original art, $53 a page, because we wanted to celebrate how damn old I am.
So
am I allowed to say? Am I allowed to say damn? So
we'll find out. You just said it twice,
right?
He's gonna get a letter from HR next.
So what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna make these metal books right here, $53 each. What sold so far tonight?
Let's see. The Wolverine X-Men #1 sketch by
Spider-Man
Hazer.
ASM sold.
All right, that's sold.
ASM 795 by Christo Gage is sold.
$7.95 by Christos Gage. Okay.
The Avengers: The Origin #1, signed by Phil Noto. That's
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a
Congratulations. I mean, they're all good, but
Well, we were just talking about Phil Noto and the number of times you see him at a con to do signs.
Yeah.
It's like everybody can count it on one hand.
what else?
Then we have the Clone Conspiracy #1, signed by Jim Chung.
Oh my God! You know how hard it is to get Jimmy Chung's signature?
And that was
And 11.
And that was the other thing we talked about. That's another guy that there's familiar faces on Creator Rows. His isn't one of them.
So
Everything else is the best offer.
53. Lars, man. Free Sbarro on Friday from Nick. I don't even know that there is a Sbarro's anymore around there.
They're not even at rest stops.
I
anymore.
haven't seen it in an area here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who would, other than a rest stop? I mean, we have infinite number of choices for pizza in this area.
All right,
you know?
so let me.
It's been
let me
on the
get this-
decline too, Sbarro's. I watched a YouTube video about it, the rise and fall of Sbarro. I do that
Oh,
sometimes.
really?
Yeah, I watch those things sometimes.
You must have been.
All right. So tonight, somebody should get the superpowers. The superpowers is awesome.
We haven't gotten there yet.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Somebody should get. All right. So real quick, we're gonna make all these metal books tonight $53 for my 53rd birthday.
All right.
So-
hold on.
This is Vampirella Tony Fleek Stray Dogs cover. I'm pretty sure that's number 25. Then we have Barbarella number 5 cover. Metal. By the way, these are all metals.
That's Ken Hazer TMNT variant.
Thank you, Ken Hazer. Yeah, and that's the only one we have 2 of. Then we have the Evil Ernie number 1 metal cover.
That's an ASM 301
Homage. Yep. Then we have another Turtles homage with Army of Darkness.
I really like that one. I mean, they were all kind of cool, but I really
Actually,
like
we have 2 of these. So this is AOD number 3, and we have 2 Adam Hughes metal books. So there is one dude in Ohio who owns every franchise in the state. Really?
Wow.
So all the metal books, all of these tonight, $53 each. And if you buy 2, we'll even it out to 100 to make life simple. So
All right.
if you
I'll tell
need
you
John
what.
to do his Vanna White, let him know.
You know what? We'll probably talk about them again. And
Yeah,
throw
we're
them
gonna
up there
have
a
to
little
because
bit.
it's not on our list. So we're gonna need to go through it one more time. But actually, I just realized we got to go to our next
We'll go
break.
to our break. We'll come back. We'll show them again.
Yeah, we'll go through them again once we have a list, just so everybody has a chance.
I might not show the Vampirella one. I might keep the Vampirella.
Did the Dead Iron sell?
All right, so we're gonna take our next break. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Stay with us.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome everybody, it's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out. There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Andre, folks. I am your host, Andre Compa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody, welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectables.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
Comic culture and sales.
There's a super new way to support your friends over at The Experience. Head over to YouTube and send us a super chat, a super sticker, or a super thanks. We'll be super grateful for your support, and then keep an eye out as we launch membership services over on YouTube. It'll be a great way to get first look access at new content and shows before anybody else. Keep your eyes peeled and make sure you're following us on YouTube. There's a super new way to join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
And we're back.
We're back.
Amy is going to get me a list of all the metal books that Nick just added to the show. And just to remind everybody, they are all $53, $56, $60. How much was it?
$53, and if you grab two,
are you sure?
It's
Nick's
$100.
53.
Nick was 30.
So they are all $53. But I'll have a list and we'll go through it as soon as I get the
It was like what they used to say. He's celebrating 25th anniversary of his 27th birthday.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, we'll go through those one at a time. My lovely assistant Vanna White here will.
You want to do them now?
Well, no, because I don't know which ones are which. So yeah, some of the virgin covers. So I'm waiting for the list. All right, so we'll hop to another book. Let's do. Oh, you know what? Let's do another CCA. We have New Avengers #1, signed with cover sketch of Daredevil by Ken Hazer, suggested retail $89.99. We have one available for $64 for 1964, the year that Daredevil first appeared.
Nick has specifically approved something from Daredevil leaving the building.
Wow, Ron, that was fast.
Yes.
All right, Ron, you got it, buddy.
And I think John went to 65 on the Red Sonja book.
All right, yeah, I think
and
that is
Lars Man claimed Vampirella Dracula and Holy #1.
All right, hold on. John, you're already at 65 for the Red Sonja volume 1. So you're good there, buddy. Unless you're talking about the Red Sonja Project Superpowers graded one, then that's a whole different animal. Let me know. But you're already at 65, my friend. Lars Man, okay, you're claiming the Vamp Dracula, Lars Man, gotcha.
I remember in the old video game world, people used to have key binds. And I'm just assuming Ronald has key binds for books that he wants. So he really just hits one button. He's not really typing out all the stuff. He's just like, yes.
Well, John's like bidding against himself now.
So one of these is pulled for Lars, man.
So John's like keeps bidding. He's bidding against himself. My boy at John Spilios is enjoying fine spirits. I know he's got to be Lars, man. And what are you having this fine evening, Lars, man?
#4 of 75.
See, I have that. Now, you do see this is Daredevil leaving the premises, right?
I know. Trust me. One sold on Friday, too.
I just don't want there to be any shock at the end of next week.
Let's have a little bit of shock. What do we have the Dead Irons at?
Dead Irons is at $39.99.
All right, we're going to do this for 1969, the year I was born. I tell you, I will remind you, it's the year Vampirella was born as well. But she looks a lot better. Keep in mind, this is #4 of 75 of the rare sketch cover. Let's see. Ronald claimed the Dead Iron. Oh, no, Lars Man beat him to it.
All right, Lars Man.
So we got that to Lars Man.
Oh, great. So if this sold, that means we'll be getting much more, sir? 30 issues?
I hope so. Let's see. Then we have Project Superpowers. What's this offered at?
Project Superpowers preview edition signed by Jim Kruger. Let's see. Just a retail of 50. We have it for 25. It is number 86 of 100.
All right, we'll do this at 1969 as well. So 1969 for the Superpower sketchbook. Let's see. The Batman 50 was $27, right?
That is correct.
That was for Detective.
My drink of the night is vodka and Arnold Palmer. There we go.
Right,
Oh, wow.
Spilios,
John
you
wants
got it,
thank
buddy.
you.
There you go, John. We're going to do the I'm sorry, Lars, man. John beat you to it. We're going to do the Batman. This is, how much is this MSRP?
$59.99.
All right, we're going to do it 27. This cost us a lot, so we're about to lose money. We're going to do this at $19.69 as well. So first person to claim it gets it for $19.69.
All right.
Here's where my phone buzzes with the dynamite board.
Claim Batman according to Lars Man.
All right, Lars Man, you got it, buddy.
And let's see, Ronald was asking about the Adam Hughes. Is that right, Ronald? You were asking about the Adam Hughes?
I don't think it was Ronald.
Who was asking about?
Who was asking
No. Ronald asked for it second. Nick, drinks of the night must have been caffeine flying through the whole list in 2 minutes. Yeah, right?
Well, that's it. Good night, everybody.
Damn you all fast. I'm trying to keep up on my phone riding shotgun. Yes, Ronald did ask. So this is Vampirella Dracula Unholy #1 Adam Hughes metal cover.
All right, Lars Man
$53.
claimed one. We had two, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Lars Man claimed one.
Lars Man's one is already in John's pile. So keep in mind.
You shouldn't say John's pile. It makes everybody nervous.
There you go. John's going to hold it hostage until we have another Dead Iron series.
Right? As soon as I get the green light motivation.
All right, so we have the
But I cannot stress enough how
Vampirella
people
Unholy. We have the Vampirella 25. And John picked up the other Vampirella Unholy. Now, guys, remember, if you buy a second metal book, it evens out to 100 instead of 106. So you're basically getting two for the price of one. John should have his pile treated.
Yikes. I have a special chair here at Dynamite.
Yeah, right? You are the chair. You know what we're also going to do tonight? We're going to actually, on the 3 Virgin covers, they're $50 books, instead of 40. I can't knock too much off, but I'll make them.
Wait a minute. 2 of them, Red Sonja, Virgin Metal is a best offer, and it's up to $65.
No. I'm talking about the Hell Sonja Virgin and the Nyx Virgin and the Jennifer Blood Virgin.
I got you.
So these 3 books, instead of $50 to $40, I'll make them $38 each tonight. So knock an extra $2 off. But if somebody buys all 3, then I'll knock it down to 105 and make them $35 each. So if somebody buys all 3, then they can have it for 105. Otherwise, they're $38 each. Special pricing, even more special pricing tonight. So 2 Barbarella #5s left of the metal. 2 Army of Darkness #3, both in homage to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles left. 1 Jennifer Blood #3 left. 1 Evil Ernie #1 left.
Army of Darkness is probably my favorite of the ones that Ken did.
Well, you got the Deadites here.
Yeah.
I mean, does it get better than having Deadites here?
That's what I was going to say. I really like this.
Nick, we need signed metal books. Amy, tell Jeff we need to get some signed metal books for the audience.
Nick,
Ronald is asking.
Do you know if we've sent any metal books to CGC?
No.
Just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't.
Well,
think so.
hold on a second. I don't know. You should ask Jeff.
All right. I was intending to, but I thought you didn't know off the top of your head.
So, all right, guys. What do we got? We got Cable. We got X-Men. We got a few books left.
Let me see. I don't know. I have to look now.
I think you've tuckered Rex out.
I tuckered him out.
He didn't have the espresso. You did.
You know what? While you're in here, let's do. Might as well. True Believers, King in Black, Beta Ray Bill, reprinting Thor #337. CGC grade guaranteed 9.8. We have it suggested retail $89.99. We have it for $62 for 1962, the year Thor first appeared.
Nick, would they sign him with an engraving tool? I don't know, Josh. COVID has dulled my reflexes. Putting a 3 for the first art page at that price on Friday night.
You know what, Josh? That's
Oh my
really
God.
Good point.
Stevie B, I'm not clear on that. You're putting he's putting in $53 for last Friday. COVID has dulled his reflexes.
He's a little. We're all a little bit.
I wouldn't say dulled. I said
all right.
no reflex.
We'll make this $53. We'll make the Thor 53.
So that is going to be $53. True Believers, King in Black, Beta Ray Bill.
Joel thinks the metal book is going to be signed Flintstone style. It's like hammer and chisel, like ding, 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 ding. No, my guess is there is an engraving tool, but my guess is someone would probably use a
and Larsman will take a second page of Stevie B's House of Collectables. And the Thor art on Friday, possibly Sheldon, possibly. I'd say there's a decent chance. I cannot say 100%, but I would say there's a decent chance.
All right. You know what? It may be time for a recap if I can keep up with it.
I think you need a recap, Rex. You alone need a recap. I think you yourself need a recap.
The recap train has left the station. Nick is here. Books are moving.
All right. So let's do the medals real quick, just so because I didn't get them all down. Oh, here we go. Amy has sent them to us. Awesome.
Okay, you guys.
All right. So let's see. All right. So Vampirella Dracula Unholy is gone. So we had Vampirella number 25, Stray Dogs cover. And keep in mind, everybody, it's $53 tonight. We have Barbarella number 5, metal cover. Army of Darkness 1979 number 3, metal cover. And Jennifer Blood number 3, metal cover. And Evil Ernie number 1, metal cover. So those are still available tonight. Ron says he got the yellow suit Daredevil on Friday in a red. There you go, my friend. And I believe the yellow one actually went out today. So that should be on the way to you. All right. So that is the recap on the metal books. I'm going to do a full recap now. So we had Dynamite 10-pack reader set for $5 as always. Then we had, let's see, that's gone. That's gone. We still have True Believers. King in Black, Beta Ray Bill, reprinting Thor number 337, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8, $89.99 is suggested retail. We had it at $62, but Nick decided let's do it at $53.
Kyle wants everyone to buy these books up so we can finish early so we can have dinner.
Huh.
Beef sliders.
I want Kobe beef sliders.
Well, it didn't sound too bad.
That one's gone. And then we still had the Cable number 1, black blank variant, signed with Cable silver cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $62 for $19.62.
And make it 53.
All right. So Nick's going to make it 53.
Now, who is the most successful editor-in-chief of all time at Marvel?
What do you mean by successful?
Like really brought in great creative renaissance at Marvel.
Jim Shooter, maybe?
That's one of the 3.
That was what I was going to guess, Robbie.
So who else?
Roy Thomas?
Roy's great, but
Mark Grunwald? Who I don't know. What are we doing?
We're missing a vote.
Joe Quesada.
Oh, Joe Quesada. That's right. Of course.
One more day. Come on. The Ultimate Line, Marvel Knights. So Marcus Way said Quesada. There you go. Axel was great too. So here's the thing. I don't remember what we sell these for, but this is number 7 of 48. So we're going to make this $53.
Wow. Everything's $53.
Not everything.
Well, just about.
Nice.
It's easier to remember.
Well, some of it was like under 20, so.
All right. So Quesada signed book for $53
John's like texting
tonight.
somebody, can you please claim this for me?
I have people.
You have people.
Well, it's easier in the beginning.
All right, Lars,
Nick and
man,
I
you
did
got
this
it,
in the
buddy.
lobby. I just handed him money and got my books, and now it's a whole thing. We have an audience, and they want the books.
You got it. All right, very good. All right, did I finish the recap? I did, didn't I?
You did finish the recap.
There you go. Let's see here. All right, so
should we do the medical recap too again? Do you think people want to hear about that again, or
I don't know.
Robbie bleeding from the ears, screaming on the floor? I don't.
But at this point, Kyle may get his wish and get to eat his Kobe beef sliders.
The Umbrella Corporation brought his vaccine, but it didn't work quite the way he knows.
The Umbrella Corporation. Oh my God.
I got to tell you, Joelle, I talked to Gracie about cupcakes, and as much as she likes making cupcakes, the market kind of demands big cakes and, sort of like big presentation pieces. Like real recently, she did Cad Bane, which was amazing. And then she recreated a Chick-fil-A lunch for, I guess, a client or whatever.
You showed me
that
the video
was
of that
insane. They put it in front of the guy, and he's positive it's like a Chick-fil-A meal. And somebody just comes over with a plastic knife and cuts into it. And the guy almost falls out of his chair.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, I was watching the video, and it really looked like a meal from Chick-fil-A.
I talked to her about Death Star again. I think she's done Death Star cake before, but
man, that's a big cake.
Not only is it a big cake, but sort of, let's be honest, it's a globe in space.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple people do Death Star cakes. Cake Boss has done a couple of them, and I have a friend who's a friend with one of his sisters, and she said that that's probably one of the most requested cakes they get. Is a Death
That
Star
would sort of
cake.
make sense to me.
She said they wound up setting aside a certain area at the Lackawanna facility in Hoboken specifically because, let's be honest, the cake has a certain structure. This is essentially a big cake ball.
Yeah. Yeah, they needed that Lackawanna place because I remember episodes where they're trying to get that big cake out of the building in Hoboken.
Yeah.
That was always interesting.
Well, that's why they moved from the original location.
Yeah,
I'm up in
I
Hoboken.
remember those episodes where they were.
I'm up in Hoboken fairly frequently. I'll tell you right now, it's a small town. They still have cobblestone streets. They still have narrow one-way places, and then you're trying to get a cake out that's
narrow stairwell.
The Pyramid of Cheops or something. It's not easy to get a 6 foot, 600-pound cake out the door.
Agreed. All right, so let's see.
But yeah, especially you people on the West Coast, go check out. I think it's Sugar Siren Cakes. That's Gracie the cosplayer's company for that stuff. Go check her out if you're in that area at all. Speaking of Gracie, here she is on. I'll roll up here real quick. Our cosplay cover for Hell Sonia. This will be available on Wednesday at your LCS. She's done a lot of cosplays. She's done a lot of Sonya cosplays. I really like the Hell Sonia.
Is that like a digital coloring on her? Or is she like wearing body paint or something?
It's a combination of both.
Okay.
We talked about that. Her and I had a conversation about that based on an interview she did with, I think maybe Screen Rant, but I'm not 100% sure who it was, but she did an interview, and she talked about how it's all sort of a combination of practical effects, body paint, prosthetics, whatever,
right,
and then digital effects added to it.
Well, what are you guys excited about this coming Wednesday? It's coming out.
Me personally,
mm-hmm.
I am incredibly excited for the return of Jeff Darrow's Shaolin Cowboy from Dark Horse Comics. His next miniseries, Cruel to Be Kin, kicks off its 7-issue run, and I'm a huge Jeff Darrow fan. Intricate, detailed, wild artwork. I don't know if you guys have read Shaolin Cowboy, but there's this whole issue that's just this dude with like a pole and chainsaws on it, just fighting zombies. And the whole issue is silent, and he's just like mowing through these zombies. It's incredibly intricately detailed, and it's fantastic. I've been so excited for this one.
Sure, we're doing a show here. This is a professional setting.
Here, while Rex takes a phone call, I have 2 books I want to mention.
Go ahead.
Alice Ever After #2, which is from Boom Studios, and Breakout #2 from Dark Horse Comics.
Nice.
And
Both
then
of
I
those
guess
had pretty
Count
solid
Crawley's
first issue.
Amateur Midnight Monster Hunter #2. It's a big #2 week for me.
There's some really cool books out there right now, and I think I don't want to say they're under the radar, but they're really hitting a vibe that other people aren't. Like British Paranormal Society. That's a very cool book, and I hate to say it, I don't really hear anybody talking about it,
right,
which doesn't always bode well. I think it's a Dark Horse book. It's really good, and I just, unfortunately, I don't see a lot of buzz about it. I would suggest. I was just about to mention that too. Josh Fables returns this week, which is, I think that's, Fables is sort of like one of those like landmark things where,
right,
not to give them a shot, but I think an entire publishing company was sprung up around the idea of modernizing these characters.
So how did the Thor slab? Let me see.
Like the
I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. True Believers, King in Black, Ron. Beta Ray Bill, CGC graded 9.8, $89.99 suggested retail. We had it for 62, but Nick, for his birthday, lowered it to 53. So let me know, Ron, if you're interested, buddy. And then, man, we are getting, after Nick came in here with that frenzy, we're getting light on books, man.
It's like, what are we going to do? We'll just have to fill the rest of the time talking about spam. And
Kyle's going to eat. He made it very clear. He's got Kobe beef sliders.
I would love to have a Kobe beef slider.
I just got my Rastelli's delivery that has Kobe hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah. They sent me Kobe hot dogs, and they sent me their
How much do those cost?
They sent me
some
of the original round dogs, which are, I was part of the original development team for these. So, yeah, I mean, for some people, they're just big, thick bologna, but they're not. They're very, Ronald wants the Thor slab.
All right, I got to ask, John. Wagyu and Kobe hot dogs. Do you cook them different? Because we got Wagyu hot dogs one time, and they were maybe the worst hot dog I've ever eaten in my life. And that includes, like, street hot dogs from questionable vendors in Detroit.
Yeesh. Man,
we're not talking reputable New York hot dogs from the street. We're talking about Detroit hot dogs.
No, I know what you mean.
The dogs wouldn't eat them.
I have found, and I've been part of a couple of development teams for different products. I have,
and the side blade is actually Astonishing X-Men. That's Psylocke. So just wanted to show Werpenstein real quick.
We haven't even gotten to that one.
I know, but he was asking.
He was asking about it.
I must have missed it. Who was asking?
Oh,
where Rupenstein.
Yeah, but he was calling it side blade, which is why I came in, because I wanted to show that it was X-Men, because it would be confusing for everybody. I just happen to remember. Cheese enchiladas, barbecue plate, and a chili Rolano.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
That does sound good.
Nick is going to throw his sandwich away that he has in there. Kyle, to answer your question, I have found Kobe/Wagyu hot dogs a mixed bag. I've had some that were excellent. I had Hawaiian Kobe dogs when I was in Hawaii a few years ago that were among the best I've ever had. And then I've had Kobe hot dogs where I really
Just to show everybody, not a sandwich tonight.
Oh, what do you have? Real food?
Risotto with a little bit of broccoli.
Oh, real food.
I don't know about real food. White rice doesn't really stay with you.
Risotto is delicious. I mean, I had scallops to mine, but that's...
Well, in that case, you had something more healthy than I did. So... That's why all the special deals. Plus, I wanted to give you guys.
Oh man, it's risotto night. People are gonna be excited now.
Right?
I like a good risotto.
But yeah, I don't know anyone else out there has had this. I probably spend way too much on hot dogs. Like it's embarrassing. But yeah, they really are a mixed bag. I've had some brands. I'm not going to bash anybody. I've just had some brands that are not very good. I've been fortunate enough with Rastelli's to have known the family for a long time. And I'm fortunate enough to have been part of the development, cooking, tasting team for these things. And I know theirs are on point. And I'll tell you right now, they did them a few times. I think people just think, oh, well, you know, it's Kobe, so we'll just throw them together. And they come back and no, you know, they're not
How does that happen, though, when you're using such a good cut of beef? Just curious.
You know what? I mean, I don't want to get into the whole thing about making hot dogs, but there are people who sometimes are like, yeah, it's a hot dog. Let's just bang it out. And that's fine. If you're going to sell a pack of hot dogs, you know, what we call 8 to a pound, yeah, sure. You can get those out there for like $2.99 or less, or throw chicken or whatever in there. But to produce a good quality beef hot dog, especially if it's 4-1 or 6-1, 4 to a pound, 6 to a pound, you got to have a little bit of finesse and a little bit of patience. You have to get your blend right. You have to get your seasoning right. And that's why I know very few people, whether it's barbecue teams or competition cooking teams or whatever, very few people make their own hot dogs, make their own sausage. Making a hot dog is not, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
I know a lot of guys who make them out of the leftovers once you trim your brisket. And it's like, that's not proper. You need more than just that.
Yeah, to me, that's almost more, even if it's delicious, to me, that's almost more like a sausage.
Okay.
There's a guy here who does like a brisket sausage sandwich over in Philadelphia, and it's very good. And that's what he does. He takes the end of his he takes the ends of his brisket and he'll add some of his house seasonings and like beef fat or whatever, and he makes them out. Right. He calls them hot dogs, but they're really a sausage. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Fresh German bologna is much better than you think.
You're absolutely right.
That sounds delicious.
I don't know about other
Large
parts of the
fan,
country.
I'm just reading it.
In South Jersey, fried bologna sandwiches were a big thing back in the day. I understand in Georgia, they still do them. They call them, I think, chubs. And it's basically a big, thick slice of bologna, which goes on the smoker with whatever meat they're doing at the competition.
Right.
Some people do them. I went to a Blackstone Griddle thing last year, and they were, they were doing them there. And technically it's just, it's fresh German bologna, or some people call it wide bologna or Polish wide bologna. You get that cooked right, that is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I remember that being a big thing in South Jersey, though.
Yeah.
The whole pork roll, Taylor's ham thing got me started. I started to really pay attention to that. But all right, we're down to a handful of books, believe it or not.
We got one more before the break.
Then we'll be down to one. So I'm gonna hold the last two.
Do you want me to run into Nick's office and grab something off a wall?
No, please don't.
We can just go to break early, come back and hit them.
Yeah, let's do
okay,
that.
we're fine with that too. Hang with us, everybody. Robbie, Kyle, me, and Rex will be back in.
Kyle's got to take a bite of his.
Kyle wants to eat. We're back in a little bit.
Yeah.
Kyle got to use the little producer's room.
Nice. All right, we'll be back.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you could ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code. Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner.
And we're back. All right, so let's get to the last 2 books, and then we'll do John's favorite part of the show, the recap. So this, I
Forget
think,
Lars is not interested in your recap. Lars man has decided it's going to be just running on a big whiskey ice block. That sounds delicious.
So, Astonishing X-Men #1, rare variant by Mark Brooks, signed by Charles Soule. And we have one available for $29.99 tonight.
Do we have the image or you want?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes, there it is. I love that cover.
That's a great cover.
If we could send out the registration link to the group.
Oh, yeah, Kyle, when you get a chance, if you don't mind sending that link out.
And we've talked about this before. If there's anyone new in the room tonight, just click the link, read and follow the instructions. It's pretty basic. We just need your kind of basic shipping, invoicing information and,
Ship to address.
Ship to address, that's like the big one.
But Kyle will put that up in a few minutes. Lars man makes half Disaronno and half Sprite, and it's like a cherry soda.
It's like cherry soda, yeah.
That sounds good. Sounds real good.
I'm just going to take whatever whiskey I have in the house. Mix it with half Sprite.
What are you going to put it in? A glass?
Yeah, pretty much.
I bought it at that point.
Oh, my gosh. I'll know this show is off the rails when the discussion turns to olive loaf.
Oh,
interesting subject.
Have you ever seen the olive loaf or whatever that looks like a clown? Have you ever seen that weird thing? Is that an olive loaf or is that something different? But you know what I'm talking about? It's like lunch meat loaf and it looks like a clown. It's so weird.
They had images of it when I was at a Piggly Wiggly in Myrtle Beach a couple months ago. And I got to tell you, they had this picture of it up in the deli section and they were so proud of this thing. And I was like, that is unnerving. That is absolutely unnerving. That's like the vintage.
That and fruitcake.
It's another one, man. I just,
My mother used to eat liver cheese, and that stuff was always in the fridge, and that was the grossest thing to me. Liver cheese.
Now, I have a question for John. The popularity of liverwurst has gone down.
It has.
It's gotten cheaper and cheaper through the years.
Well, there's the health situation. People are eating more health consciously.
Fair enough.
And it is a delicious product when made right. It's a versatile product when made right.
Right.
However, it is not the most nutritious thing. And I think as years have gone by, people's tastes have changed. What they find.
The liver has iron.
Yeah, but it's like an extruded product, and I think that's not for everybody. Too many people think it looks like Play-Doh or silly putty in color. There's a lot of let's put it this way: aesthetics of food became much more important. Things like head cheese and things that are kind of they're in the culinary spectrum, but they are just not marketable like at all. You'll go to beef tongue. They're absolutely trying to make a comeback with beef tongue, which is a delicious product. People hear tongue and they're like, nope.
You gotta change the name.
There's a taco truck that uses beef tongue in their tacos. It's an option, and it's delicious. Delicious.
You got to change the name there. That's.
Well, I think in Spanish it's lingua.
I
think if anyone speaks Spanish in the.
I don't know. I think it's the number 5 where I'm at.
Give me a number 5.
And Larsman, you're right. Braunschweiger. Pate.
I love pate.
These things are all sort of in the same. I was in a culinary competition years ago at the food bank to raise food, and I got liverwurst in the ingredient. And what I did was I replicated a dish where you kind of deep fry pate into discs, and I did that with liverwurst. I froze it. I sliced it. I breaded it and I deep fried it, and I put it on a bed of lettuce with a nice white wine vinaigrette. And when you cut it, it was similar to a much higher end dish, but it was liverwurst because that's what I got in the box to cook with.
Lengua.
Lengua.
There you go. Joel Offal.
Offal is those. I was in San Francisco maybe 13 or 14 years ago, and I ran into a chef at his place. He was sort of like the proponent of offal or sweetbreads, whatever you want to call him. His name was Chris Cosentino. Years later, he wound up being on TV and Chopped and all these other things.
Right.
At the time, he was just a local chef. And it was amazing what this guy was doing. You know, he would have like the Italian sandwich, the Mexican sandwich. That's how he did his menu at the time. It was written on paper. And he was doing it with organ meat and stuff like that. Things that people generally throw away. They don't eat. They're not interested in it. And yeah, Marcus, the dish I was trying to replicate was foie gras. Discs of foie gras. They're lightly breaded.
Yes.
And
the reason
isn't that like duck fat or something?
Duck liver.
Duck liver. Okay.
Goose liver. I'm sorry, goose liver.
Okay.
So Marcus, that's because they used a French word. That's why.
That's true.
And yes, sweetbreads when cooked right are yummy. I tell anyone if you grab sweetbreads, let them sit in milk for a little bit,
right,
to kind of take a little bit of the ferocious edge off the fact that you are eating a hypothalamus.
I believe that the very first fruitcake that was ever baked probably tasted pretty good.
I had fruitcake a couple years ago before the pandemic at the Biltmore Estate. They kind of do the best of everything in that sort of Asheville area. You go to their bakery, their bread is amazing. You go to their distillery, their booze is amazing. And we tried their little mini fruitcakes, and I got to tell you, they were miles away from that fruitcake someone brings to your house and drops off during the holidays.
And Josh went,
why would they call that sweet bread? Like, oh my goodness, it's made out of organs and stuff. I just had to look that up because I was like, what's sweet bread other than like bread that's sweet?
Well, they called it that because if I said to you, Robbie, come on over, I'm slow griddling hypothalamus glands. I not only would he not come over, like he would just kind of block, he would just block any call.
So come have some sweet bread.
Ron, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Ron. You know what? Let me get the last book if Ron's still there. Batman, the Imposter, #1, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. It is one of our 5-star books at $50. And then we will do a recap soon. Let's see, Stevie B, my first job out of college was a dorm director.
That's up in Hyde Park, New York. I think it's some classes in Hyde Park. That's like the highest level you could sort of get.
I just looked up Rocky Mountain oysters. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah. That's gross. What is?
Yeah.
I would much rather them be called Rocky Mountain oysters than.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good thing I didn't make that come in and say, hey, let's make that Batman CGC graded 53.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been good.
But it's already at 50.
That would have been bad. All right, I think let's do a recap.
Well, here, let me just show the virgins real quick.
All right.
There we go. I'm the uglier Vanna White. John's the better looking Vanna White.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We're splitting hairs now.
All right, remember I said tonight $38 each, but if somebody bought all three, $105.
So that's Nick's #6, Mel Ruby virgin cover, Jennifer Blood #8, Lyric's Lee virgin cover, and Hell Sonia #5, Lucio Perillo Ultraviolet virgin cover.
And the Barbarella virgin cover is best offer, right?
Yes, it is.
Somebody buy the Batman so I can take it off. Buy the Batman CGC graded.
What, the Imposter book? That's a really nice book.
All right, so let's do a recap.
Let's do a recap.
All right, so Dynamite 10-pack reader set always available for $5. Astonishing X-Men #1, rare variant by Mark Brooks, signed by Charles Soule. And we have one available for $29.99. And then Red Sonja, the Superpowers #1, CGC graded 9.8. That is a best offer book. And Lars Mann is currently in the lead at 30. Then we had Batman the Imposter #1, CGC graded 9.8. And $89.99 suggested retail, and is a 5-star book at $50. Creative Keep, gotta stay with us, bro. We jump. Then we had Cable #1, black blank variant, signed with Cable's silver cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we were going to do it for $62.
Ken does. We've talked about this before. The black blank variants. I mean, everything Ken does is very cool, but in this case in particular, the silver metal pen. I don't know if I've seen anyone else do this well. He's done it with Venom. He's done it with Cable. He's done it with Alien.
So we did have it for $62, but now we're doing it for $53. Let's see. And then we went over the Virgin covers, all $38. Nick's number 6, Mel Ruby, Virgin cover. Jennifer Blood, number 8, Lyrics Lee, Virgin cover. And then Hell Sonia, number 5, Lucio Perillo, Ultraviolet, Virgin cover. All of them $38. If somebody buys all 3, it'll be $105. And then we had Red Sonia, Volume 6, number 1, Mirka Andolfo, Dynamite Virgin Metal Premium cover. It is a best offer book, and currently John Spilios is in the lead at 65. And then we had Barbarella, number 7, Dynamite Metal cover. John Spilios, a best offer book. John Spilios is in the lead at 40. And then we had, I think, Vampirella, number 25, metal cover. These are all $53 tonight. Army of Darkness metal cover. Jennifer Blood, number 3, metal cover. And again, all of them at $53 tonight, each one. Fruitcake Capital of the World, Lars Man. Greenville, Texas. Thank God they make much better chocolates.
There are things you can do to fruitcake to make it edible. Not delicious,
sure, but it's just like, you know, I think the running joke is when people started giving it out as Christmas gifts. You know,
if you slice it a certain way, you can make halfway decent French toast with it.
Oh, that's interesting. I never even thought of that.
You can make halfway decent bread pudding with it.
There you go.
I certainly wouldn't say go out and get you some fruitcake, but if it's in your house and you're one of those people that, there are people that are fine just chucking it in the trash, that's fine. Coming from the industry I do, I try not to waste anything. So when someone leaves one of these things, I urge them to take it back. But if they won't, I'll wind up doing.
Well, I let it get, you know, stale, so I can use it as a projectile that I can throw at people.
Too.
Oh man, so
it works okay as like French toast. You leave it out overnight.
Well, I think almost anything you can use as French toast. Man.
No, you know what? Some things don't. I personally make French toast with slices of pound cake.
Joel, good doorstop.
Yeah, fruitcake is. You know, I've done a lot of food radio and food podcasts. There's certain things even I can't.
You make French toast with pound cake?
I do make French toast with
pound cake. Bro, you just live the life, John, don't you? You don't halfway anything, man.
It seems to be, people seem to like it.
It's awesome.
You've never heard me rag on him about his cooking, have you? There's a reason for it.
Yeah, pound cake. I never even thought of that, man.
Me neither.
I'm like crazy. I'm like, I'm going to use raisin bread. Ooh, I'm fancy.
You need to get more recipes from John, my friend.
Yeah, I guess so. We need the John Cole cookbook. That's what we need, man.
That's what we need. John Cole cookbook.
Get some artists to draw some pictures, right? And Nick will publish it. You can do Dynamite cookbook. That's what we need, man.
There's one that's been dragging out for like 8 years, and every once in a while, the editor ever so politely mentions, "Hey, how are we on the cookbook?" And the same spot on my desk.
Don't bother me. I'm reading Dynamite Comics.
I know. Doing cookbooks takes a lot of work, and I have friends that have published a few cookbooks up on Amazon and whatnot. That's a lot of work.
Why don't you incorporate the two things you love? I don't know. Each page have Red Sonja or Vampirella or something like that.
You could theme it around that. You could be like, what would Red Sonja eat? And you can come up with appropriate meals. The same with Vampirella and all that kind of stuff.
That'd be
cool. All right. A couple of years ago, somebody published a Ninja Turtles cookbook. And I bought it because I'm like, oh, this will be fun.
It's
Ninja Turtles themed restaurant. Ninja Turtles themed food. I was incorrect. It's the foods the Ninja Turtles would eat, which isn't just pizza. There's one thing in there that they suggest putting marshmallows on pizza, but none of the other things are dessert category. Worst thing I've ever stuck in my mouth.
Yeah, that's one of those things where everybody loves the Turtles. They slap them on there.
John, I'm telling you, man, that's something you should think about, brother. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, have a whole section with cupcakes and cakes.
Oh, if we get the licensing instead of Hell Sonia, we do Hell's Kitchen Sonia.
I like that.
I like it too.
Nick, can you get a hold of Gordon Ramsay?
All right, we got 10 minutes on best offers, just so everybody knows. And let's see. Oh, Stevie B, you will go to 35 on the Red Sonja Superpower slab. Yes, you are correct. Let me just double check for you, my friend.
That is a great.
That is correct. So you are going to 35. Gotcha, Stevie B. All right, so just 10 minutes left. So I'll go over the best offers again real quick. So Red Sonja, the Superpower is number 1, CGC graded 9.8. Best offer book, and Stevie B is currently in the lead at 35. Then we had Red Sonja Volume 6, number 1, Mirka Andolfo Dynamite Virgin Metal Premium Cover. And currently John Spilios is in the lead at 65. Then Barbarella, number 7, Dynamite Metal Premium Cover. It is the best offer book. John Spilios is in the lead at 40. So that should bring us up to speed here, I'm thinking. But yeah, I would love to see a John Cole cookbook. I really would. There's a lot.
If only we knew a publisher.
Gosh, who could we get to do that? I wish I knew some publishers. But yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that John posts. If you don't follow him for the food, you should. It's unbelievable.
On my show, we used to do a lot of every show had a link of a recipe, and a lot of times they were food that I made with like food truck guys.
Right.
We would sit down, different burgers. A lot of it was showy stuff. I always recommend to people, recipes are great, cookbooks are great. What really, and I'm sure Kyle could probably speak to
You guys
this
keep
too.
saying you wish you knew a publisher. Are you talking about trying to find a real publisher?
No, you're a real publisher almost.
Nick, I think we got an idea here, my friend. I'm just saying.
What's that?
Did you miss that part?
The cooking?
Yeah, the Red Sonja cookbook.
The Dynamite cookbook.
Let me just say, put it this way. For Red Sonja, it would always have to be fresh meat.
That was what I said.
This is not a problem.
It would be beer.
For Vampirella, everything would have to be rare.
Not a problem again.
I do tomato carpaccio or tomato carpaccio for Vampirella.
I'm sure you got some recipes that utilize blood, right? Surely you know some things, John.
Actually, yeah, there's like an ox stew I do where if I can get blood from a particular, like a particular vendor, it works so much better than just like the base stock that you make. I mean, I love stocks, don't get me wrong, bone broth or whatever, but when you can reinforce it with some blood of the animal.
Lars man, that's a good one. We created some Oreo cookie balls, rolled in powdered sugar and called them tauntaun turds. I like that one.
Are they the size of it's a tauntaun, right? So I'm assuming it's gonna be like a softball or bigger.
Oh my God! No, not much bigger than a softball, like a basketball.
No, tauntaun.
Oh my God! All right, let's do another quick recap. Just so everybody knows what's actually.
Oh, wait a minute! Before we start the recap, do you have like a thing to do with Robbie, like a bonus giveaway?
Well, because Robbie was sick on Friday, we didn't do the show.
Okay, I just didn't want to forget.
No, we didn't forget because it's every other show. So we'll be doing a drawing on Robbie's show on Friday for everybody that enters the chat tonight. So
make sure everybody checks out Robbie's show regardless.
Yeah, are you doing a movie review?
Robbie's not wasting time with food talk.
Yeah, I love the food talk, and I love that we got into like weird like meat products. But yeah, tonight we're doing Black Dynamite. We're in what we call Crew's Choice, where everybody that's part of the PCP Excitable crew gets to kind of pick a movie each week. And my buddy Jelani picked this one, and I had never seen it. And y'all, that movie is hilarious. Yes. Black Dynamite tonight. So that's gonna be fun.
All right, so Lars man's getting hungry from all this talk. Robbie, I think you should do Remo Williams sometime in the near future with Fred Ward passing away.
That's right. Well, we did just do Trimmers, so I think we've hit our Fred Ward quota so far, but maybe...
Oh, right. That was before the dude died. Come on, right? You should get another go around. I mean, the dude died.
I'll think about it. I'll consider it.
I personally, I would be happy to join that one because I personally loved Remo Williams. I don't know why. I just did. And guess who else, if anybody remembers, who was the female co-star to that? Anybody remember?
No.
She played a military officer.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
That would be Captain Catherine Janeway from the Star
really?
Trek Voyager. Yep, that was her.
What's her name?
That
Something
was her.
Mulgrew, right? Catherine Mulgrew?
Yeah, Kate Mulgrew. I got to tell you, you should do that one. I'm a big fan of that movie.
Oh, my God. Why don't you do that one on your show? Wreck-It Rec.
Maybe we can do it for a Friday show, Rex.
There you go.
Do a Remo Williams movie review.
It's softball squirrel stories. And
the old guy cast in Remo Williams is the best, though. Guys who were old when they were 30. Joel Grey, Wilfred Brimley, and George Coe.
Yes, the Master. Yes. That I really enjoyed. I thought that was a great movie, man.
Those guys were playing in their 70s when they were in their early 30s.
That's right. I did like his character. That was an interesting.
Samantha Carter. That's like a Stargate reference, I think.
Samantha Carter. Is it?
Large Man, is that a Stargate reference?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, I think.
The character, if it's the character I'm thinking of, she directs now. I see a lot of things that I'm trying to remember the actress's name.
For a long time.
But Stargate ran a long time, and I don't know if they were in it. She's been in a couple different series, like Canadian-made stuff for Sci-Fi Channel.
Well, Stargate had the spinoff.
SG-1, thank you.
Yeah, they had the spinoff too.
It's Stargate Atlantis.
Yes, that's it.
How much is the Vampirella Metal book?
All right,
Rex?
so
you're talking about food. People would like to buy comics.
Let's see. Are you talking about Vampirella number 25? If you are talking about Vampy number 25, that is $53. Nick made everything $53.
$53.
Yes,
Yeah.
number 25. It's $53. Celebrating Nick's birthday. Lars Man says she actually directs some Hallmark things. Could be.
I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She was in another series after Stargate that was very good.
Well, wasn't she guesting on Stargate Atlantis?
She did guest on
Tapping.
Stargate.
All right, John, you got it, buddy.
Her name is Amanda Tapping.
There you go.
Now John bought another medal, so that would be 2 for 100.
So that goes down to 50, and then John bought.
And you guys got 2 minutes left on best offers.
I'm so glad somebody bought this. I like that Stray Dogs book a lot.
All right, so just to go through again. All right, Josh went the TMNT blimp.
That's what's behind me. No sale, bro. No sale.
Next week we buy stuff at Robbie's studio.
Oh, no.
All right, real quick. For my birthday, everybody, just real quick, you're going to get a random, since people want Ken Hazer signatures, a random Ken Hazer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle homage book. So if you order tonight, you get one of these free. It's random. So I want to give everybody a little something.
Well, this one's not random. This one I'm taking home.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Very cool.
Just right
now. The series you're referring to, John, was Sanctuary.
Thank
yes.
you.
I love that show. I did.
There were a lot of actors in that
she was
show
the boss.
who went on to other stuff.
Yeah, she became the boss. That's
I remember
right.
at one point they had a character that was sort of like Jack the Ripper with like magic pat. It was a really cool show. I mean, I think it only lasted a couple seasons, but it was very entertaining.
Was a shame. Yeah, I was disappointed that I really enjoyed
I love that show. I think it was a little too niche. I really did. Like, I loved it personally, but that's because I like steampunk stuff. I like when they kind of cross-bleed genres a little bit. You know, we talked tonight about
the storyline was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. Let's see, Lars Man. Yeah, no doubt. Jerem. Good. I'm glad you're making something. We're all waiting for the John Cole cookbook to come out.
That was the biggest reason I did those shows. A lot of those shows, people were like, "Oh, they're sponsors or whatever." A lot of those shows, I didn't care if you bought the sponsor's product. I'm sure they did. I just wanted people to cook. I wanted people to go out and, whether it was a restaurant, like whatever you went to. Some people just like, they don't care about cooking. They just want to go out and find good food. So we would do shows where we would just tell people, "Hey, man, this is the bar that has the best food. This is the best pizza we found." And if you disagreed, I'd be like, "Fine, man, go and find your own."
All right, so Kyle's running the clock. So almost time.
Yeah, everybody who bought something tonight, these Ken Hazer signatures, man. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know those are all the homage TMNT ones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Yeah. I have that full set. I love those covers. They're amazing. I really like the Barbarella one with the goofy aliens and stuff. That's really fun.
Yeah.
And they all are their own like different color, which
They
I really
all have
like too.
different colors. I think the reason I like Army of Darkness is because it's basically just Ash and he's surrounded by Deadites.
Right. John had a question for you, Spilios.
You know what? I have read some Lady Mechanica, and yeah, I love that world. I am a huge steampunk fan. I have been for a long time. Lady Mechanica is very good. I'm almost surprised that we haven't seen more of it. And I know steampunk is sort of, like a bit like a genre within a genre type thing. But I'm surprised we don't see more Lady Mechanica because that's very well done. There's some steampunk out there, and I'm not going to, bash on anybody, but it's not particularly well done, like at all. I read it, and I'm like, we've all been down that road, whether we like horror, sci-fi, whatever. We jump in, and we grab it, and then by issue 2, we're like, I think Robbie and I, we talked about this once, is issue 2 and through. You know what I mean? I've given you 2 issues, and I can see where this is going, and I can see where it's not going. So, I'm out. Lady Mechanica, I'm surprised we don't see more. There's a few books that Image does that I wish they did more of, and I guess
Lady Mechanica is not an Image.
Is it Lady Mechanica an Image?
It is now. It just it is now. It just started. Yeah.
But
Before
Joe
I
has
think it may have been
published that by
self-published.
himself for
it was self-published before
the last handful of years since Aspen canned him when he went through all that stuff after the first 2 issues came out.
Okay.
So he said every line of that book, every color, everything has been done by Joe Benitez for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
That's impressive. I wasn't aware of that. So maybe that's why it's not coming out as quickly as I like, because the guy's literally doing everything himself.
Spoken by the man who's taken 8 years to write the cookbook.
I got to tell you, I don't think 25 pages of that cookbook are done. And the publisher
Just want to be clear with everybody. These are not metal. They are signed.
So the
Just to
free
be
gift
clear.
tonight is these are not metal books,
But they
these
are signed.
by Ken Hazer.
So
All
they're
right.
silver signature series, so they're $69.99. So you're getting a random signed limited edition cover,
I will
not
say,
a metal
I
one.
will say this, Nick. I don't think I've ever had a complaint when it's a free gift.
Actually, one of our fans put in free signed metal book. Oh no, they submitted already. They hit the submission form. So I got the submission form already. So I just wanted to clear
I
it
got
out.
you. Yeah. All right. So to be clear, these are not the metal ones, but they are hand signed in silver by Ken Hazer.
Right, silver signature series, $69.99 each MSRP. You're going to get a random one free, but they are not metal, but they are the limited covers.
All right. So just so everybody understands that. All right. Because as we already discussed, we haven't had any signed metal books yet. But hopefully at some point we will. Those are really heavy too. I don't know.
The metal ones, yeah.
When I'm pulling a long box, it's crazy.
Lars, man, I screwed up. It was me.
Darn you, Lars, man.
Lars, man, yeah, Nick come running in here. I thought the tornado would finally materialize.
All right. So listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us.
We have
Monday.
something else coming up right next, right?
Do we, Kyle? Is something coming up behind us?
As with every Monday, Mishmash with Miss Jen is after you, except Miss Jen is currently in D.C. meeting with Congress, which is a super cool thing she gets to do on social media and how it benefits small business. So Nancy from Comics Unlimited is filling in. So we have Mishmash Unlimited following the show.
I want Miss Jen to say, hey, Congress, what's in the ballot box? That's what I want to do. The line.
That'll be on Wednesday.
She is part of a group that Facebook sent of small business owners from around the country to talk to their representatives about the need for social media availability and stuff for small business.
Very nice.
Very
Very
cool.
nice. So very cool. So Mishmash will be on, but just not with Jen King. But tune in and then
You gotta
Robbie.
find her on C-SPAN, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you'll find Miss Jen on C-SPAN, and then at 9:00 go over to Pop Culture Philosophers YouTube channel, and Robbie will be doing a review of Black Dynamite. And it would be better if he did a review of Remo Williams,
my
but that's
God.
a discussion for later.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
But thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, as always, John. Thank you to our viewers. We really appreciate you guys spending the evening with us. And we will be back on Wednesday, 6 to 8, with AR Comics.
Y'all have a good night.
See you, everyone.
Talk to you next week, Robbie.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.